Bottom of the deck, you get the Devil. Main energy for the reading is the Three of Cups. You want a reconciliation so bad you can taste it. You want this reconciliation more than anything. You dream about it, you think about it, it's like you wake up with it, you go to sleep with it, like you want it bad. Now, I say you because this is your reading. This could be your person's energy, so take it as it resonates. In the recent past, you get the Eight of Wands, Seven of Wands, and the Star. There's some resistance here surrounding communication. I can see that you want to communicate. I can see that you want to talk. You know what to say, right? And you do want to have this vulnerable, open, honest conversation, but there's a wall. There's like some resistance there. Now, I don't know if this resistance is coming from you internally or from your person. We'll clarify and see, but there is a wall. Notice how it's like your desire to communicate and there's a wall separating the middle. In the current situation, you get the King of Wands, the Queen of Swords, and the Judgment. You know what your heart wants. You know, it's not even your heart. It's more so like what you're drawn to, what your passion is, where your fire lies, right? But then you know what makes sense, what's the logical thing to do, the practical thing to do. And you need to decide, who am I listening to? Am I listening to the little, go do this, have fun, Pisces? Or am I listening to the make sense, make good decisions, all by the book, Pisces? Which one is it? In the near future, you get the Ten of Wands, the Strength, and the Five of Wands. There's something difficult for you here, and it's not like pain or hardship. It's your own internal conflict. I feel like you still haven't decided, who do I listen to? Do I listen to the logical side on the right, or do I listen to the go have fun, go do what you want to do on the left? You're torn, and I can see how hard it is for you to not be able to be like, okay, I'm going to do this or do that. Let's clarify. I'm going to start off with the Three of Cups, which is the main energy for your reading this month. Oh my goodness. Three of Cups is clarified by the Four of Swords, Five of Wands, and the Ace of Swords. You want to reconcile. And beyond the desire to reconcile, you also know that you want to heal things. You really want a truce between you and this person, because I can see the constant, like y'all butt heads. You don't see eye to eye on something. And you're showing me like, I don't want that. I just want to come in, Knight of Cups, give you my love, receive love from you. It's like there's no doubt in your mind. You're crystal clear here on what you want, what you desire. If I were to ask you, like, Pisces, how do you want to do this? Like, what are you trying to do? You have it all laid out. You have this all planned out. You know exactly what you want. So it's not an issue for you of trying to figure out what you want, which is usually the case. You know what you want. So what's the issue? Why is there no action being taken here? Let's clarify and see. Let's look at your recent past. Start off with the Eight of Wands in the recent past. Eight of Wands is clarified by the Three of Pentacles, the Judgment, and the Chariot. You get the Judgment again in the current situation. You want to have a conversation here in the recent past, and it's not just like talking like, oh, how's the weather? It's not that. It's deeper. You want a deep conversation, because the whole point behind this conversation for you is to rebuild trust, to rebuild a foundation here. And you're showing me like, that's what I want. I'm not just sitting here trying to figure out like, what are we going to talk about? No, you're like, let's rebuild. Like, let's rebuild a foundation. Let's rebuild the trust. Let's rebuild. You get the Eight of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Again, you're crystal clear on that. You've decided on that, right? And that's the direction that you want to move in the recent past. You're almost showing me the universe kind of like guided you in this direction, and you just went with the flow. You're like, okay, universe, this is what I feel is aligned for me. Let's do it. Let's make it happen, right? Now, I don't know if there was a conversation or not. That's going to be different for each of you viewing this, but the desire to have a conversation was definitely there. Let's look at the Seven of Wands in the recent past. Seven of Wands is clarified by the Page of Pentacles, the Nine of Wands, and the Six of Cups. So you're showing me a desire, but then you're also showing me like no action being taken because there's walls, there's resistance. And again, I don't know if this is resistance is from you, if this resistance is from your person. I have no idea. All I can see is you're literally showing me like, this is what I want, but I'm not doing much about it. Like I'm doing this much, like 10% effort to make this happen, to have this conversation, to restore this soul connection. And you're showing me like it's slow progress. It takes time. And I'm like, why is it taking so much time? You're like, because there's so many walls. There's so much resistance. So again, I don't know if this is your resistance or your person's resistance or each of you, but that's what's making things so slow here in the recent past. That's why like there's barely any progress, is because there's so many walls that you have to overcome before you can get to the point of getting to this conversation. Let's take a look at the star in the recent past. Star is clarified by the Wheel of Fortune, the Star again, and the Four of Cups. You're unhappy in the recent past, and you really just want to shift things in a better direction. You want to have like a complete 180 here. You want to get to a better place with your person. You want to be in better energies in this connection. That's your one desire. You're literally showing me like if I was a genie and I came up to you and I was like, Pisces, what do you want? You get one wish. You're like, let's get this ball rolling. Let's shift the energies in a good direction. Like, let's not have these walls up anymore. But that's a desire. I don't see that happening in the recent past because, again, the walls are here. And you're not just showing me the Seven of Wands. You're showing me the Seven of Wands and the Nine of Wands. That's like wall after wall after wall. Let's see in the current situation. Okay. King of Wands is clarified by the Knight of Cups, the Three of Swords, and the Magician. What you're manifesting here in the current situation is love. You want to come in, you want to give your person your love, you want to receive love from them, because you're showing me I'm sick of this emotional pain. Like I'm sick of feeling this emotional pain, and I also don't want to keep suppressing my feelings. I don't want to put on this like brave face, like everything's fine and everything's okay and nothing bothers me and nothing phases me. Like, yes, I can do that, and I can do that very well. And if I put on this like mask or this face, you're never going to know that something else is happening underneath. But I don't want that. I want to give you love. I want to receive love from you. Like, you know, that's your desire. That's your manifestation here. And it's crystal clear. You're showing it to me in the recent past, and you're showing it to me in the current situation. So I don't know why it's not like, is your person just giving you these walls? Are you being met with resistance from them? Because I don't think it's from you. You're crystal clear on what you want here. Let's look at the Queen of Swords in the current situation. Queen of Swords is clarified by the Two of Swords, the Death, and the Universe. So remember how I said you have what you want and then you have the logical thing? What you want is to restore this connection, to come back, to give this person love, to receive love from them, to have a resurrection of this connection. Logically though, right, like what makes sense, you're showing me like it just makes sense for me to end this. It makes sense for me to put an end to this, to walk away, like close this book, be done with it. If I took my emotions and my desires and my feelings out of the picture, that would be the logical thing to do. That would be what makes sense. And you're showing me, but I don't know. I don't know what to do. Do I listen to the logic or do I listen to my emotions? Do I listen to what I want, which is to reconcile, or do I listen to what makes sense to do and just, you know, end this? It's almost like a devil and an angel situation. Like on the right hand, you have like, oh, Pisces, do what makes sense. And then on the left hand, you have like, oh, Pisces, follow your heart, you know? And you're like, I don't know, who do I listen to? Let's take a look at the Judgment in the current situation. Okay. Judgment is clarified by the Knight of Swords, the Five of Swords, and the King of Cups. This is you. You don't know what to do because you're afraid of making like not the wrong decision, but essentially a decision that's going to end up biting you in the butt. Because you're showing me like, I know what I want, and you don't have an issue. If you like decided like, hey, I'm going to just follow my heart, you have no problem sticking with this for years. The thing is, you're afraid like if I take action, based on how I feel and I make a decision that's like incorrect or not the right one, it's going to end up biting me in the butt in the long term. And so you don't want to make that decision, but your heart is heavily pulling you here. Like your emotions are really, really much more powerful than like the logical side here, right? But I do see like you're showing me like I don't have an issue taking action. I just don't want it to end up like me looking back and being like, oh gosh, why did I do that? Let's look at the near future. I want to see the 10 of Wands in the near future. 10 of Wands is clarified by the 3 of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles, the Page of Wands. You're not giving up hope about this reconciliation, right? But the longer it takes, the more difficult it becomes for you to kind of like hold on to hope. You're showing me like, I want this. I still want to reconcile. I still want this person. Like I'm crystal clear on that. But why is it taking so long? Why are the energies just dragging out, right? And you're showing me like it's becoming harder and harder and harder for me to like hold on to hope, for me to be like, okay, this is going to happen, for me to still maintain that same like, yay, it's going to happen as before, like as in the recent past. Let's look at the strength in the near future. Strength is clarified by the 3 of Wands, the 4 of Pentacles, and the Temperance, which is the art in this deck. It's hard for you to wait. Same thing. You're showing me like this is taking much longer than I expected. I know it's going to happen eventually. Like you're not losing hope on the fact that it is going to happen, but it's taking way, way longer than you thought it would. You're showing me like I thought we would already be together at this point. We would reconcile, and we're still not. So like, what is the holdup? Why is this taking so long? And it's becoming harder and harder for you to like not let go, not give up hope. But you're still holding on here in the near future because you're showing me at the bottom of the deck, the 2 of Cups. This is love. Like I love my person. They love me. And that's what's keeping me going. I'm not giving up on this. Let's look at the 5 of Wands in the near future. Five of Wands is clarified by the 10 of Swords, the Strength, which you just got, and the 5 of Pentacles. You just want to put an end to the conflict. You're showing me I don't even care if we reconcile. I don't even care if we get back together. Like I don't need titles. I just don't want us to be at odds. I don't want us to have this like icky energy between us anymore. Now underneath that, you're showing me like I don't want to lose this connection. I don't want to lose this person. That's the driving force here. But you're kind of almost like, you know what? Just give me something, person. Just give me something. Work with me here, so that I know that I'm not just delulu and I'm holding on to false hope here in the near future. I don't think you are, but I can see that it's like becoming harder and harder and harder to keep holding on to something where there's no like proof or progress here in the 3D world. Let's look at what the universe wants you to keep in mind for this reading. From the universe, you get the Page of Swords, the Ace of Swords, the Page of Cups. You're starting to question your own beliefs, your own reality. You're like, am I delulu? Am I actually going to get this back? Maybe I'm just convincing myself otherwise. Maybe I should just not hold on hope. There's a little bit of that. But again, I don't see you completely giving up. It's almost like you're just leaving the door cracked open a little bit, just to be on the safe side, because in case the person does come back or there is movement. But I do see like not frustration, very much an energy of like, why is this taking so long? Like, what is the hold up here? But Pisces, that is what I have for you. I hope this reading helped. If it did, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you here on the next one.